Okay, y'all. Leaving off where I left off with my story yesterday. As you can see, this is one of the many, many holes I've dug in this gully. And we're in a gully. I mean, it's a gully. Now, I've had a bunch of different holes dug in here. I've covered some of them up, which were good holes. A lot of them got covered up by the weather because being in a gully, you're going to take in rainfall. So every time I dig a hole, I trench around it, to get the water to come around. And the reason I started this story yesterday is because I read a article somebody had posted is saying that most gold veins are hidden. And when they said that, when I saw that, it's just just sent back to day one, in my head. And now right here you can see that every bit of rock down there below, I guarantee it's about 4 feet below the surface of the clay. It's nothing but mineralized rock. Now, 11 years ago, if you would have asked me, I would have told you that this was nothing but straight, just clay bank all the way down, nothing but clay. And then after you get 6 feet down through the bottom of the clay, then hit the clay chalk, what do you call it? But it's nothing but just straight mineralized. I mean, it's all volcanic metamorphic rock. Now, up here, after a while, we started getting some undermining, started going on. I started digging kind of into the bank. I started finding, like some good mineralized spots. And, and as I undermine and it would rain, water would come in and, of course, it would cave in. Well, one day after a hard rain, I came in and I started looking at this bank right here. And I mean, I hadn't dug into it this far yet, but I started seeing all the different colored minerals and sulfides in there. Like I said, I started reading. I started, watching YouTube videos. Everything that I could find on the internet, I was reading, because I wanted to know about what I was looking at. Uh, of course, everybody knows, or most of you know that, each of these colors represent, certain minerals, metals, and whatnot. And when I saw this, the different colorations in the clay, I came over here and I said, you know what? Let me start digging right there. And man, I tell you what I opened up was something that, I never realized in my entire life would be here. This would exist here. I mean, all my life I walked this ground and, played as a kid and dug as a kid, and I had no clue what I was standing on. So, I mean, and to this day, I mean, 11 years later, and I still don't know, half of what I probably should know. But if you come on around right here, I mean, I'm gonna get up in here, okay, so you can see. I mean, here's the mineralization that's coming off, and then this mineralization just turns straight into this massive quartz vein. I mean, look at the size of this, okay? Well, you see, I mean, it goes on up. It goes on up. It's probably 6, 8 feet from the surface of the ground. you know, if you want to just take a guess at it. And I mean, I've been pulling free mill gold out of the sulfides, you know, for years now. I mean, years now. But you know, I just now exposed this part of the vein. I mean, just now. I mean, it's been. I mean, in the last few videos I put on here have been, you know, this discovery of this new part of the vein. So I'm digging into it, and there's a lot of pyrite in here. There's an awful lot of pyrite in here, which is, you know, what I've learned is a good thing. If you got a lot of pyrite, you know, gold travels in pyrite, gold travels in quartz. I mean, the mineralization is unbelievable. It's nothing but pure mineralization. I've never could even. I mean, out of everything I've watched, I've never seen anybody come up, you know, with even 911 mining, which is, I mean, that's a smart fella right there. I watched a lot of his stuff, and you know, I've learned a lot of stuff from that young cat right there. But and Jeff Williams, matter of fact, that's where I'm going with this. I watched a show with Jeff Williams the other day, and he was riding around on this new ride he's got, which I'm looking about getting one of them RT1000 myself. And this old lady calling me. Hang on, I'm coming. We got a little fish fry going on there on the creek tonight. But he was showing a big quartz vein out there when he was riding around, and he said, you know what? They didn't even start in to the quartz until they was getting like 20, 30 feet down. You know, they didn't mess with the surface quartz because of the he said that, you know, most of the gold had probably leached out of it. So I said, well, I need to go deeper. So you can't really see what's in here right now, but let me tell you, them last couple smelts I did came from the quartz that's a little bit, you know, deeper down in this hole right here. And you would not believe the amount of gold that's I'm starting to run into. Hang on, y'all. I'm getting yelled at. I'll continue this video a little bit later.